today. Okay, so we'll start with our normal anyway. So feet hip width apart, knees nice and soft. We all know what we're doing here. So we're just going to rock the weight forwards over the balls of the feet and then back over the heels, just to find our core engagement, find our neutral. So just rocking forwards and backwards, noticing that engagement of the core. So we're going to come back to centre with that core slightly engaged there. So abs are on, and find neutral with the pelvis. So it's a little tuck of the tailbone, stretch out through that lower back, and then arch, sticking that bottom out behind us. Making sure that weight stays nice and evenly distributed throughout the feet. So try not to roll into the arches. And then finally, tailbone slightly tucked between the legs, hip bones nice and level, drawing up through that pelvic floor as well. I'll just put this so you can see my feet. And then we're going to take it up into a nice full body stretch, keeping that core engaged, trying not to arch through the spine. Nice deep breath in as we come up. Let's extend through the spine now. So exhale, breath, and as we inhale, we're just going to lean backwards, just opening up the front of the body. And then exhale, sliding the ribs back down towards the hips. Take an inhale breath, let's go again. So inhale breath as we come back. And exhale it back through to centre. Bringing the hands behind the head, pushing the elbows out to the side. We're going to do the same thing again, just a little bit of upper back work. So take an inhale breath, pushing the head back into the hands, keeping those elbows out nice and wide. You should feel that across the upper back, making sure that tailbone stays tucked under, and then exhale it back through to centre. Let's go again, 2 more times. Inhale breath, take the gaze up towards the ceiling, push the head into the hands, and exhale as we come back to centre again. Last one, take an inhale breath, really stretch out across the chest there. You shouldn't be able to see the elbows. And then exhale, bringing it back to centre. We're going to go straight into a roll down from here. So take an inhale breath, hands stay behind the head. Just going to slightly push the head forwards, bringing the chin towards the chest. Tailbone stays tucked under. We're going to roll it down. So think about creating space between the vertebrae as we roll the spine down towards the floor, peeling it away from that imaginary brick wall behind us. And at the bottom, knees are nice and soft. Relax the arms down towards the floor. Let the head feel really heavy. Take a deep inhale breath, and on the exhale, see if we can go a little bit further into that stretch. Get that stretch all the way down the back of the body, calves, hamstrings. Deep inhale breath here. As we exhale, we're going to come back up. So start to draw the tummy away from the thighs, pushing up into the spine, restacking the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Just let the arms dangle, coming up nice and slowly. And at the top again, a nice big reset of the shoulders, shoulders down and back. Really slide those shoulder blades down the back of the back. Let's go down one more time because it feels nice. Inhale, breath here as we exhale. Chin comes to the chest, shoulders come forwards. Start to roll down, peel away from that brick wall. Keep the tummy button towards the spine as we roll it down. In your own time, nice and slow, just waking up the spine. Take an inhale breath at the bottom. Nice deep inhale through the nose, and then again as we exhale, drawing up through that pelvic floor, switching that core on. Reset the spine, coming up nice and slowly back to centre. And again, nice big shoulder roll at the top. Slide those shoulder blades down and back. Let's just do a nice neck stretch now. So bearing in mind keeping those shoulders down, so slide the hands down to the outside of the knees, towards the outside of the knees. We're just going to bring the ear towards the shoulder. Feel that length into the side of the neck there. And then rolling the head forwards, chin to chest, and over to the other side, bringing that ear down towards the shoulder, creating the length into the side of the neck. And then bringing the chin back towards the chest. And then crown of the head back up towards the ceiling, nice and tall through the spine. We're just going to bring the arms out to the side, 45 degrees, Keeping the hips facing the front, we're going to rotate through the spine. So just let gravity take the arms as we rotate through the spine. And then just start to slow that down. As we slow it down, just allow the arms to come back to centre. Something in the waiting room. Oh, no, there isn't. Your notification, don't know what that means. And then just coming back to centre. Well done. Now for a little bit of leg work. So we're going to grab hold of our chair or mantelpiece, whatever you've got. So arms should be extended, fingertips onto the bar or the chair, whatever we've got here. So bringing the feet together, bringing the heels together, we're then going to turn the toes out. So creating a V shape between the feet, squeezing the legs together, almost, so this will help engage through the glutes. We're sort of almost shrink wrapping the glutes. So really squeeze those legs together, keeping them nice and straight. Fingertips to the bar, we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet, crown of the head towards the ceiling. And then coming down with the heels. So just waking up the calves, take an inhale breath as we come up. And exhale as we come down. So we're coming up and down in a nice straight line. Try not to lean forwards, almost like you don't need the bar. So fingertips really light on the surface, up and down onto the balls of the feet. We're going to come up onto the balls of the feet. We're going to stay. We're going to plie. So we're going to bring the knees out to the side, making sure they don't collapse forward, coming down nice and slowly. And then exhale, really push through the balls of the feet as we come up with the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Let's go again. So inhale, sliding down that imaginary brick wall. That's okay, you can see you doing that without a bar. A little bit harder for you. Exhale, push back up. Should be fine, you've got nice strong legs. Inhale, coming down. And exhale, as we push back up, crown of the head towards the ceiling. We're going to come down halfway now, bringing the heels down to the floor. We're going to slide the leg that's closest to me away, but making sure it goes straight back and not out to the side. We're going to straighten out through that standing leg and then lift. So the work's coming from the glute here. Exhale, lift. So it's the outside of the ankle, which is going to reach up towards the ceiling. So you should feel that in the glutes. Keep that spine and core nice and strong. That's okay, well done. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and then the leg's going to stay up. We're going to pulse it for 8, 7, leg nice and straight, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then bring that leg down. We're going to turn to face me and take it into a nice side bend stretch. So the legs are out nice and wide, wider than hip width. We're just going to side bend in towards the bar there. Feel that length into the side of the body. Lovely. And then bring it back to centre. We're then going to turn to face the bar, toes facing forward. We're going to bend through this back knee and kiss the floor with the knee and then straight back up again. Again, spine's going up and down, try not to lean forwards. Exhale to push back up. Let's go for 4 more. 1, 2, 3. You should feel this waking up the quads, and 4. We're going to go all the way down onto the knee there. Fingertips nice and light. We're going to then hover the knee a couple of centimetres above the floor. We're going to hold it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the hands away from the bar if you can. Feel that strength into the leg for 4, 3, 2, and 1, put the hands back and push back up again. Whew. Nice and warm through the legs. Going to do exactly the same on the other side now. So again, back into our turn out with the feet, so a nice V shape. Squeeze the legs together, shrink wrap the glutes, and we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet and then back down again. Let's go for 3 more of these. 1, 2, and 3. Staying up on the balls of the feet. We're then going to plie, so knees turning out to the side. Travel the knees out to the side and then back up. Let's go for 3, 2, lovely Kate, nice Gemma, 1. We're going to come halfway back up. We're going to slide the leg away, straighten out through that standing leg. So the top of the ankle is going to reach up towards the ceiling, core stays nice and strong, spine stays nice and strong. Keeping that leg as straight as we can. So the work's really coming from the glute. Let's go for 5, 4, try not to lean too much into the bar. 3, 2, 1. Leg stays up. We're going to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the foot down. Turn towards me, take it into a nice side bend stretch in towards the bar there. And then back to center. Back to facing the bar, both toes pointing forward. We're going to take it down into our lunge, so the knee kisses the floor and then straight back up again. Fingertips nice and light. Inhale it down, exhale it back up. So the work's coming from this standing front leg, really working the quad. Let's go for 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Knee comes all the way down. We're then going to hover the knee. So take an inhale breath as we exhale, hovering the knee. We're going to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See if you can take the hands away and hold. Well done. Bring the hands back and push back up. Well done. Take a walk away from the bar. So we're fully extended with the arms and just come down into a nice tabletop pose. Just a nice release stretch. The legs should feel nice and warm now. We'll take it all the way down onto the mat now so we can get rid of the bar, chair, whatever. Coming towards the end of the mat, we're going to take it into tabletop pose again. So take an inhale breath, we're reaching up towards the ceiling, core switched on, tailbone tucked under. We're going to hinge from the hips. Push that weight back over the heels, coming down. Balance that tray of drinks along the spine. Feel that lovely stretch down the back of the legs there. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Softening through the knees, bringing the hands down towards the floor. We're going to walk it out onto all fours. So walking halfway down the mat, wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Let me just alter my camera. Open the door, it's boiling here. So let's wake up the core now. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, core switched on. We're going to turn the toes underneath. Level 1, inhale breath as we exhale. We're coming up off the knees into a little hover and then straight back down again on the inhale breath. So just follow the breath, exhale it up and inhale as we return. Level 2, we're going to stay in our hover and we're going to bring right knee over towards left elbow, so across the waist and then back, across the waist of the leg, and back. So again, imagining we're balancing that tray of drinks along the spine. Just bringing and squeezing that knee across the waist. Level 3s, full plank. Again, same thing. So we're just bringing the knee across and then back out into full plank. Bring the knee across and back out. Let's go for 2 more on each side. Exhale as we come through. Inhale as we come back. Don't forget to take it at your level. If you're just coming up and down with the knees, that's also fine. Last ones. And last one. Squeeze back into a hover or plank, and then bring the knees down, back into all fours. Nice little oblique stretch for you now. So we're going to lengthen the right leg away from the body. We're going to bring the right leg over the left leg, and then we're going to bring the right hand over the left hand. You should feel a really nice stretch into the side of the waist. If you can, come down to that left elbow for a bit of balance and just enjoy that stretch for a couple of seconds. Looks like we're playing some crazy game of Twister. And then coming back, bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, bring the knees back underneath the hips, exactly the same on the other side now. Left leg extends, left leg comes over, left hand comes over the right hand, feel that lovely stretch into the side of the waist, come down to that right elbow for a bit of balance and just enjoy that stretch for a few seconds. And then bring the hand back, bring the knees back underneath, take it back into a nice child's pose. So sit back into the heels, walk those hands away, lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the arms. Take some nice deep breaths, really stretching out across the rib cage. This little notification is annoying me. I keep thinking there's people waiting. Just see if I can close it. Probably some update that I've ignored for 15 weeks. Lovely. And then coming back up, we're going to come into seated. So sitting towards the front of the mat. Feet hip width apart, nice and tall on those sit bones. Let's just work the spine a little bit. So hands behind the thighs, just above the knee. Nice and tall in the centre, crown of the head towards the ceiling. Inhale, breath here as we exhale, leading with the pelvis. We're tilting. Again, imagining trying to get the waistband of the trousers down towards the floor. Extend, fully extend the arms. Inhale, breath here. And exhale as we come back up to centre. Just warming up through the spine and the core. Inhale, breath. Exhale it down. Tilt and roll. Inhale, breath. Exhale it back up. You can remove the hands from behind the thighs if you like. See if you can go down a little bit further. Shoulders down and back. Exhale, breath, lead with the pelvis. So rolling back onto those sit bones. Go down to that point where you feel the feet want to lift off the floor. Inhale, breath, and then exhale it back up. We're going to go all the way down now, but I'm going to give you a couple of options. So just carry on with your half roll downs and watch. So full rolling down, level 1, we're just going to roll all the way down. Level 2, we're going to roll down, bring the legs up into tabletop position. Same thing again, back of the sit bones. Without those legs moving, we're going to work on this a little bit later. We're going to slowly, slowly control the spine down, making it a lot harder on the core. So really work nice and slowly, coming down all the way with the spine. Well done. So we're down in imprint now. If the legs are on the floor, bring them up into tabletop position. Arms down by the side, spine's imprinted. We're going to take an inhale breath as we exhale. Chin comes towards the chest. We're going to reach the arms forward, going straight into our 100. So we're going to pulse. Nice strong arms. Inhale, exhale. So in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5. If this is hurting the neck, bring the head and shoulders down. Keep those arms nice and strong. Imagine we're bouncing a basketball underneath the hands. You want to make it a little bit harder. Squeeze the legs together. Lengthen out through the legs. Remember, nice deep breaths. This should get us all nice and warm. So we're at 6. We're going for 10. 7. 8. 9. Last 10 pulses. In 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Well done. Bending through the knees if they're not already. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Have a little roll around. Try to relax the abdominals there. Well done. I wish I'd not worn a long sleeve top. Right, now bring the feet down to the floor. We're going to work on that pelvic stability now. So we're going to try and find neutral. So the hip bones and the pubic bones are level. There's going to be a slight gap between the mat and the lower back. So again, engaging through the core to fix the spine in neutral. We're going to bring the feet together, keeping the pelvis as still as possible. We're going to allow the right leg just to float out to the side without the hips dipping. So it's almost a sensation like you're trying to draw the hip bones together and then bring the knee back to center. So inhale, knee comes out to the side. Make sure those hip, if you had a spirit level across those hip bones, that bubble would stay in the center. Let's keep it going. One side to the other. Inhale as we come out. Exhale as we come in. So it doesn't look like much of an exercise, but you should really feel that core working to stabilize through the pelvis and stabilize through the spine. Let's go for one more to each side. This is our level 1 exercise. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, take it out. Focusing on the stillness of the hips there. Well done. That was your level 1, so if you want to carry on with that one, that's fine. Level 2, legs are coming up into tabletop position. Bringing the knees and the feet together, same thing. We're going to inhale as the leg comes out to the side without those hips dipping. Both hip bones should stay facing the ceiling. Exhale as we bring the knee back and the foot back together. So inhale, take the leg out. Perfect, Kina. Exhale, bring it back. Let's keep that going. See how you're all getting on. Lovely, Jill. Perfect, Julie. That's good. Nice, Pippa. All looks very good. All up in your level 2s. I like it. So let's go for one more to each side. Exhale as we squeeze those knees back together. Inhale as we drop it down. Hips stay level. Exhale, squeeze. Squeezing the knees back together. We're going to take that straight into spine twist now. So we can bring the arms out to the side, level with the shoulders. Open up the shoulder, palms up towards the ceiling. So now both knees are going to travel down to one side. So we're inhaling as we lower. And exhale as we squeeze those knees back through the center. So great exercise for the waist, this one. Inhale as we come down. And exhale as we come back. Try to not bring the knees in towards the chest. Try to keep that nice 90-degree angle of the hip and the knee. It makes it slightly easier. I'm cheating slightly if we bring the knees in. So try to keep those thighs vertical. If you wanted to make this a little bit harder, let's lengthen out through the legs. Increase the lever length. Inhaling as we lower, all with control. Exhale as we pull, making sure the shoulder blades stay down on the floor as well. Should have said that at the beginning. Let's go for 2 more to each side. And last ones. And last one. Inhale it down. And exhale. Back to center, well done. Bending through the knees if they're not already. Pop the feet down onto the floor. Leave the arms out by the side. Just step the feet to the corner, to the outside of the mat. Let's roll the knees over in one direction, rolling the head away from the knees. Keeping the hips as close to the floor as we can there as well. Keeping that pelvis, back of the pelvis towards the mat. Feel that stretch into the waist. Take an inhale breath. As we exhale, we're coming up and over with the knees and the head, rolling it in the other direction. And then coming back to center, bring the knees back up towards the ceiling, bring the head back up towards the ceiling. We're going to bring the feet in. We're going to bring the feet together. So the heels are together, the knees are together. Bringing the feet slightly a little bit close to the bottom, making sure we still can imprint the spine. We're going to take it into our shoulder bridge now, but we're going to try and squeeze the knees together throughout our shoulder bridge. So bringing the arms down to the side, collarbones out nice and wide. So we're in neutral spine to begin with. Inhale breath, we're going to imprint. Pubic bone becomes higher than the hip bones, and we're going to start to peel the spine away from the mat. Pushing the arms down into the floor, we're coming up to shoulders only. So squeezing the leg and the hips up towards the floor, towards the ceiling, sorry. Inhale breath here. As we exhale, we're slowly placing the spine back down, controlling it all back down. Really articulating through the spine as we come down. Tailbone touches, spine comes back to neutral. Inhale breath. As we exhale again, tilt the pelvis, peel the spine. Squeeze those hips up towards the ceiling. The tailbone should still be tucked under. Inhale breath here. And exhale as we come back down. All the time squeezing those knees together, working those inner thighs. Controlling it all back down to the floor. On this next one, we're going to stay up in bridge. So coming up. Squeeze those hips up towards the ceiling. Keep those knees squeezed together. We're then going to bring the knees out to the side. Take an inhale breath. Keep those hips nice and high. And then as we exhale, we're going to squeeze the knees back together. Really try to squeeze those knees together and then back out to the side. So the work comes in those last 2 inches as we squeeze those knees. As you can feel, it feels quite hard on those inner thighs. Inhale, let the knees drop out without those hips dropping. Let's go for 4 more. Squeeze, release. 1, 2, 3, 4. And squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the knees together. Inhale breath, all the time squeezing the knees together as we slowly start to place that spine back down along the floor. Lengthen the spine down. Control it all back down to the floor. Well done. Just grab hold of one knee, pull it up towards your shoulder. Feel that nice stretch down the inside of the thighs. Grab hold of the other knee, so legs are out reasonably wide. Just pull those knees up towards the shoulder. Have a little rock from side to side there. So next exercise, we're going to have a little bit of work on teaser. Everyone's favourite. Bringing the feet down to the floor. This time, not as close to the bottom. So again, spines in neutral. We're going to bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Anchor those shoulders down into the floor. We're going to lengthen the right leg away at about 45 degrees so the thighs are parallel. We're going to bring the hands behind, arms behind the head. Take an inhale breath here. As we exhale, we're coming up chin towards the chest. We're going to reach up towards that big toe. Hold, inhale, breath, and then exhale. Slowly control the spine back down. So we're not throwing ourselves up and down. It's all done with control. Inhale, breath. As we exhale, we're coming up. You can come up onto those sit bones. Great. Reach for the big toe. Hold and lower it back down. So we'll do 3 more of these on this side. Inhale, breath. Exhale, chin to chest. Roll that spine up. Coming up, nice mum. And slowly lower it back down. So we can use a little bit of momentum there if we want to, just to help us out. So bringing the arms up, reach, hold, and lower back down. Last one on this side. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach, hold, and lower it back down. Also really working those hip flexors too on that one. Bring the foot down towards the floor. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. Lengthen the leg away, 45 degrees. Arms behind the head. Inhale, breath. Exhale, coming up. So even if we're still down, we're going to hold a little bit harder actually. Inhale, and then exhale it back down towards the floor. Let's go 4 more. Inhale, breath. Exhale it up. Reach for that toe and lower it back down. Last 3. Deep breath in. Exhale it up. 2. And slowly with control, lower back down. Last 1. Inhale, breath. Exhale, coming up. Hold. And lower it back down. Control it all back down to the floor. Well done. Bring the foot down towards the floor. Take it out into full body stretch now. Lengthen the arms, lengthen the legs. Lift the spine up from the mat. Nice deep breaths again. And then we're going to come down into side lying for a bit of glute work. So rolling onto our sides. We're going to start with legs extended. So we're in one nice long line, ankles, knees, hips and shoulders stacked. Head relax onto the arm or the hand. We're just going to start with a simple leg raise, but making sure the hips stay stacked all the time. This hand's out in front for a little bit of support. So we're working the side of the top glute. Don't bring the foot all the way down, so we're just taking it up, making sure everything stays facing the front and then lowering back to hip level. Let's keep that going. Warming up that glute. Still working that core by keeping those hips stacked. There should be a little bit of daylight in between the weights and the mat. Making sure that core's on. Ooh, cramping my foot. Bring the foot down to hip level. We're going to stay there. If you wanted to pop a little bend in that bottom leg for a bit of balance there, this is also fine. So we're going to take the leg up to just above hip level, and then we're going to bring the leg down in front of the bottom leg, and then back up and over and down behind. So we're tracing a nice shallow rainbow with that top foot, without those hips staying and swaying around, sorry. Coming up and over, all controlled by that top glute. Perfect. Looks good. Let's go for 3 more taps, toe taps to the front. 1. 2. And last one. Toe comes forward, we tap, and then we bring the leg back up to just above hip level. We're going to go for 5 simple leg raises, squeezing up and lowering down. 4, squeeze, reaching that leg away as well. Really engage through the quad there. 3, hips are still. 2. And the last one, we're going to hold it at the top. Let's see if we can pulse it for 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1, bring that leg down. Nice and slow with control, well done. Bring that knee out in front, pop the knee down on the floor, give the bottom a good rub, punch, smack, whatever you need to do. From here, we're just going to work a spine twist on our side now. So making sure the shoulders are still stacked, keeping this front leg, knee anchored down into the floor. Head relaxed. If you wanted to pop a cushion underneath your head there, you can do. Take an inhale breath as we exhale. We're going to reach the arm up and over, keeping the gaze, this moving hand, bringing the shoulder blades as close to the floor as we can. Feeling that lovely stretch into the chest, across the waist. And then take an inhale breath. As we exhale, we're coming back up and over, reaching the arms, sweep the ceiling with the fingertips there. Bring those hands back together. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, we're going to slide that top hand as far away from the body as we can. And then bringing the hands back together. Taking it onto our fronts now, a little bit of spine work. So coming down onto our fronts, bringing the elbows out level with the shoulders. And there's a 90-degree angle in the elbow there. So we're going to push the pubic bone down into the floor, draw the tummy button up towards the mat. Take an inhale breath here. As we exhale, I want you to think about pulling back with the hands and the elbows as we start to lift the head and the shoulders up, keeping those elbows down on the floor, but pulling back with the hands, but not actually moving the hands, if you know what I mean. Keeping that tummy button up towards the spine. Take an inhale breath here. And as we exhale, we're coming back down with the head. So just gently waking up the spine. Take an inhale breath as we exhale. Pull back with the hands, so shoulder blades down and back. Almost lifting that chest through. You should feel a nice pull across the top of the shoulders there. Inhale breath. And then exhale, coming back down. All the time keeping that pubic bone pressed down into the floor. Keep that lower back in a neutral position. Let's come up. We're going to stay up on this one. Pulling back with the hands and the elbows. Then if we can, we're going to lift the hands and the elbows up from the floor. So just adding some weight into our lever there. We're going to hold for 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands back. Bring the head back. Let's go again. Inhale breath. Exhale, coming up. Head comes up first. Chest comes up, then just the elbows, leaving the hands onto the floor. So coming up, lengthening through the arms. Inhale, breath. Exhale, slowly lower the elbows back down to the floor, bringing the head and chest down as well. Inhale, breath. Exhale, hands stay down, elbows lift. And holding here. Level 1 is we're going to hold here. Level 2 is we're going to bring the hands away from the floor, reach those arms forward, lengthen through the arms, increase the weight into that lever and lengthen into the lever, holding for 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands back, elbows level with the shoulders. Inhale breath, exhale it back down onto the floor. Let's do a bit of glute work as well now. So bringing the feet away from the mat, we're going to allow the heels to touch together. So creating a little bit of a diamond shape. You can bring the knees a little bit further out to the side. So we've got that turn out again, which is going to engage the glutes a little bit here. We'll just start with some glute work on its own. So take an inhale breath as we exhale. We're going to squeeze the heels up towards the ceiling, taking the thighs away from the floor. And then inhale as we lower back down. Exhale, squeezing the heels up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, lowering back down. So now we're just working lower back. We can add those two movements together. Inhale, breath. Exhale, bringing those elbows away from the floor as well, lifting the head and shoulders, lifting the thighs, working the whole of the posterior chain, and then inhale, coming back down to the floor. So exhaling, lift, squeeze, lift the head and shoulders, and inhale, lower it back down. Let's go for 3 more reps. Exhale it up. Inhale, lower. Last 2. Exhale, lift. All the time, pulling back with the hands. Bring that chest through. Inhale, lower. Last one, take an inhale breath. Exhale it up. And lowering back down with control. Well done. Lengthen away the feet and the legs. Hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to push up onto all fours. Take it back into our child's pose. Sit the tailbone back into the heels. Lengthen those arms away. Watch the time here. That's nice. And then we're going to come up and switch over, working the other side. So flipping over, feet in the opposite direction. Head relaxed into the arm or the hand. Lengthen those legs away. So we're starting off with a nice simple leg raise. Hips are stacked, cores engaged, a little bit of weight, daylight there. And we're going to reach that leg up, making sure we're not turning the leg out on this one. So kneecap and the top of the foot stays facing the front. Just warming up the glute. Lovely. Let's go for 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. This is the point where we can bend a little slightly through that bottom leg for a bit of stability. We're going to bring the foot to just above hip level. Again, engaging through that quad, so really lengthening that leg away. We're coming over with a little tap, and a nice shallow semicircle. Don't worry if the foot doesn't go all the way down at the back. I'd rather we concentrated on keeping those hips as still and as quiet as possible. Perfect. That looks really good. Lovely, Julie. Nice. Let's go for 3 more front toe taps. 1, 2, and last one. 3, lovely. Bringing that leg up and over. So the leg's elevated to just above hip level. We're going to go for 5 leg raises like we started with. 1. Feel a nice little burn there into the side of the bottom. 2, 3. Lovely, Pippa. 4. And 5. Lovely. But let's hold it and pull. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower it back with control. Well done. Bending through that knee, bringing that knee out in front. Give that bottom a little bit of a rub, pat, whatever we need to do. So again, let's do our spine twist on this side. So just shuffling the shoulders up so they're stacked, anchoring this knee down into the floor. Hands together, take an inhale breath as we exhale. Really lift and lengthen, opening up the chest, keeping the gaze to this moving hand as we bring the shoulder blade up and over as close to the floor as we can. Get that lovely stretch across the waist. Glutes still stretching out nicely as well. Take an inhale breath and then exhale back through. Bringing the hands back together. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, slide that hand as far away from the body as we can. Just relax into that one. And then bringing the hands back together. We're going to take it back onto our backs again now. So coming, flipping over. Now, like we did at the beginning with our half roll downs, we're going to have a little bit of work on roll downs now, but I'm going to give a few options. So feet hip width apart, spines imprint, arms up level with the shoulders, shoulders anchored down to the floor. Take an inhale breath. As we exhale, we're going to bring the chin towards the chest. We're peeling the spine up away from the floor, scooping those lower abdominals as we come up into seated, lengthening through the crown of the head at the top. So our level one is just going to be simple roll downs, but have a play around with the legs. So legs bent, rolling all the way down, bringing the hands behind the head, take an inhale breath, exhale breath coming up, chin to chest, coming up, and then lengthening at the top. Level two, bringing the legs out straight, have a go at that one, if you can master that one. Level threes, this is the difficult one. It's like a bit of a teaser, we're bringing the legs up off the floor. So again, imagine we're balancing a tray of drinks on the shins, and then controlling. So really work through that sticking point with the core to control it down as slowly as possible without spilling that tray of drinks on the spine. Bring the arms behind the head, take an inhale breath. As we exhale, chin to chest, it's really tricky. Coming up and tall at the top. So whichever level you're working, we're just working on our roll up. So if the legs are up, we're really having to use that core to control the spine down there. Take an inhale breath. As we exhale, we're coming back up. Oh, it's really difficult. And back to the center. Again, if you don't fancy that option, that's absolutely fine. Let's just work our roll downs. Control, legs stay down the floor. Try to keep the heels down to the floor there as well. Exhale, so pushing the heels into the mat. Really use that core to lift ourselves up. Let's just do two more with whichever level you're working. Arms come behind the head. Take an inhale breath. As we exhale, that's when we come up, chin to chest. And lifting up. Last one, we're going to meet back up in seated. So coming all the way down. Inhale, breath. Exhale, coming all the way back up again. Well done. And then bringing the feet down onto the floor. We've got time for a quick seated one. Yeah, I think we have. So next exercise we're going to work is a bit of a deconstructed saw. So bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg. We're going to work a spine twist here. So sat nice and tall on the sit bones. If you're a bit tight in the hamstrings or lower back, if you want to pop a cushion underneath the bottom there just to elevate, that's fine. So we're going to bring the arms out to the side, spines lengthened, crown of the head towards the ceiling. So it's basically half a saw here. Inhale, breath. We're going to exhale. We're going to twist, and then we're going to saw off that little toe. 3, 2, 1, and then come back to center. Inhale, breath. Exhale, twist, and reach. 2, 3, and back to center. So we're going to add something into this now. So exhale, breath, twist, and reach. 2, 3. As we come back to center, we're going to bring that arm behind. Fingers pointing away and reach up towards the ceiling, lifting that bottom up towards the ceiling, lowering the bottom back down, spine nice and tall. We're going to come through, reach and twist, 2, 3, restack, hand comes behind, fingers point away, we reach up, pushing into that hip, getting a nice lengthening sensation into the hip and the waist, control it back. Let's go for 2 more on this side. 1, 2, 3. Through center, nice and tall. Hand comes behind. Lovely, pipette up, reach, and lower back down. Last one on this side. So coming across, 2, 3, restack. Hand comes behind. And we reach it up towards the ceiling there, getting a nice stretch into those hips. And lower back down. Well done. We're going to switch that over now, work the other side. So again, arms out, level with the shoulders, crown of the head towards the ceiling. We're going to twist and reach, 2, 3, and then bring the hand back, fingers point away, and reach up towards the ceiling. And lower it back down, coming across, 2, 3, and bring it back, and reach it up. Let's go for 3 more on this side. 1, 2, 3, up and over, and reach, down, last one, 1, 2, 3, through the centre, hand comes behind, shooting up, pushing into those hips, lovely, and then sit it back down onto the bottom with control. Last exercise before we have a nice stretch. I think we did it the other week. Bit of a combo, so I'm going to give you some options. So in seated, we're going to bring the feet up towards the bottom. Level 1, so it's not, there's difficulty levels, it's not really about that, it's about what you prefer. So we're bringing the feet up from the floor, tucking the heels in towards the bottom, rolling back to the shoulders, and then balancing at the top. So it's rolling like a ball to the shoulders, and try to balance the top. Not the end of the world if you have to put the feet down. So on level 2s, we're going to roll over. So hands down by the side of the bottom. We're going to roll back to the shoulders again, bring those legs over the head. Flex the feet, part the legs, and slowly control back down to the floor, back up into seated. So it's a rolling like a ball, but with a roll over, bring those legs up and over. Get that lovely stretch down the back of the legs, down the spine, and then control the spine down, bending through the knees. You can put a little push up with the elbows there as well. Just a nice rolling one. And then a bit of a combination. We're going to roll those legs back, and then we're going to roll. Arms come up, and we catch the legs into our open leg rocker. Bit of a confusing one, that one. So I'll just demo that one again. So we roll back into our rollover, part the legs, flex the feet, and as we roll, arms come up and we catch. So let's see which people are doing. Lovely, Jill. That's really good. So look at Gemma. Perfect, Gemma. That is a nice one, that, isn't it? Good work. Well done, Mum. Lovely, Kate. Lovely stretch down that spine. Perfect, lovely. Let's go for a couple more. So we can have a bit of a stretch. Nice, Julie. I always like to finish with a bit of a lovely pipper. And last one, let's make this one the last one. So rolling over if you fancy, feet, and then, that wasn't a very good one from me. And catch. Well done. Bring the feet down towards the floor. Let's stretch out those inner thighs. So from seated, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together as close to the body as we can. Grabbing hold of the toes, we're just going to lean in, leading with the chest over the toes. If you want to just deepen that stretch, just push the elbows into the legs and just try to increase that stretch slightly. Hold it there for another few seconds. 3, 2, 1, and release. Well done. Legs out nice and wide now. So we're going to go with a walk with the hands all the way down to the floor. So just walking the hands away, leading with the chest. Again, feeling that stretch into the inside of the thighs. Try to keep this spine as straight as you can for this one. Try not to hunch over. Feel that stretch down the back of the legs there. And walking the hands back towards you, rebuild the spine, lengthen back up through the spine, bringing the legs together. We're going to bend through that right leg, so the right foot to the inside of the left knee, reaching the left arm up towards the ceiling, spine's nice and tall. Place the right hand behind you, fingers pointing away, and then just bring the arm diagonally over. So the elbows to the outside of the knee. We're going to turn the head to look over the shoulder, pushing into that knee, getting some rotation into the spine. And then traveling back to center and doing exactly the same on the other side. So switching the legs over, left foot to the inside of the right knee, left hand up pointing, fingers pointing away, right arm reaches up. So nice and tall, come across diagonally, turn to look over that left shoulder and push into that right knee with the elbow. It's a nice rotation into the spine there. And then bring it back to center. Well done. Coming down for a nice cobra stretch now. So down onto our fronts. Bring the legs out reasonably wide to the corners of the mat. Hands underneath the shoulders. Relaxing the bottom for this one. Keeping those shoulders down and back. We're going to push through the hands. Keeping those shoulders down. Chest nice and proud. Try not to tense those glutes. Feel that stretch down the front of the body. And then we're just going to lower it down halfway, engaging through the core. Protect that lower spine with folding up and over into a wide leg child pose. So you can widen out the knees a little bit here. We're sitting back between the heels this time, really lowering that upper body down into the floor. And then pushing that left armpit down into the floor. We're going to lift up through the right armpit and just have a little look underneath the right arm. So getting a really nice stretch into that left shoulder. Push the left shoulder down into the floor. And then bring the head back to center. Bring that right arm down. And then the same on the other side. So pushing the right armpit down into the floor. Lift up with the left. Have a little look underneath. And then bring it back to center. Lovely. Then we're going to come up onto all fours. So shoulders over wrists, knees underneath hips. Let's take it into a nice cat stretch now. So elbows soft, fingers spread. Inhale, breath, exhale, coming up. Chin to chest, tailbone tucks under. Feel the stretch down all of the spine there. And then we're going to come back through neutral. Keep those elbows nice and soft. Gently start to squeeze the shoulder blades together, sticking out the bottom. Take the gaze towards the end of the mat. And then let's go one more cat stretch. So scooping up, chin to chest, tailbone under. Oops, sorry, I'm overrunning a little bit. And then bring it back to neutral spine. So nice and long through the spine, crown of the head towards the tailbone. It's nice and lengthened. Toes turn underneath. We're going to come up into a little knee hover, which you'll find feels a little bit easier because everything's so much more active at the end of the class. And then we're going to roll back, rolling that way. Keep a nice bend in the knee here though. So it's a bit of a modified down dog. Push the head through the arms, push the floor away, get that lovely stretch into the calf. And then we're going to slowly, baby step, walk the feet up towards the hands this week. So keeping the feet nice and flat, to the floor, till we find a point where we can take the hands away, transfer the weight back to the foot again, relax through those head and shoulders, neck. Take a couple of nice deep breaths here. And then on the next exhale breath, we're rolling it back up. So scooping the tummy up towards the spine, rolling the spine back up nice and slowly. Rebuild, coming up with control until we reach the top, and then some really big shoulder rolls. And then just slide those shoulder blades down and back. Well done, everyone. Well done, Pippa.